could share a part of your story with students who are struggling with academic, personal, or financial challenges, what would you hope to say to them?
Never give up, strive, move forward. I share a lot about my personal story, as I shared earlier, when I teach at ASU, and I've taught with some other local organizations that work on, hate to call it minority or at risk, but I just say potential students is what I'd rather call them, about resources, about processes, and so that they're informed, and also parents so they can work collaboratively together. Because I share my story when I try to go to college. I remember when I was trying to start the paperwork for admissions and stuff, and especially for financial aid. My father, may he rest in peace, really great man, but I remember one day I went in there and said, "Hey, Pops, I need your income tax." "What the?" And I'm like, "No, seriously, the government knows what I make. Why you need this?" And I'm like, "Well, if you want me to get financial aid and try and get scholarships, I need this information." "Bull blankety blank, I ain't giving you." And I'm like, oh my God. So I was like, okay, fine. So I'm going to approach my mom. I said, "Mama, ayúdame, help me here. I need your guys' income tax so I can fill out this form called FAFSA." And my mom, oh my gosh, FAFSA, who's she? "Oh, no vas a ser una de tus novias. This is una casa de respeto. No vas a tener una vieja aquí." And all. And like, whoa, time out, Mom. Take a chill pill, okay? FAFSA is a form. It's not a girl. Just time out. And she's like, oh, and my mom, may she rest in peace too. And all of a sudden she's taking her black veil and getting the rosary and doing the cross and all this. I'm like, oh my God, Mom. It's not a girl, okay? And so I had to explain to them, and it's humorous, but it actually happened. But I said, because of that experience, I think that's what instilled in me, that I want students to know the process, to have a better understanding, and especially parents to know that this is what needs to be done. There are steps. There are ways that as a parent you can support your child. And I think that's because I didn't have that, or I went through it hard. And because I had a really great teacher in high school at English teacher. Her name was Mrs. Tier. She's the one that took me by the hand and showed me. And she actually could pronounce my name. She said Donicio. All my other teachers like Don. So she's like, "Come here." And she goes, "This is what you do. This is what you need. This is what you got to form. The form you got to fill out. Everything. Mrs. Tier was amazing. She was great. She was my English teacher. And so she just instilled that in me. And I thought, dang, I got to help others. I don't want others to go through the same hardship. So I remember when I graduated high school, she was one of the first people, well, besides my folks and relatives came to my graduation, she was one of the first people I ran up to, and I gave the biggest hug. Because of her, I was able to understand the process. I was able to submit my applications for several scholarships and colleges and universities. She's the one that took that time and believed in me. I want to do the same for other students. So that's why I was, for the longest time, a faculty member with Aguila Youth Leadership Institute here in the Valley, doing the same thing. I did that for about 8 or 9 years, and then I done some with Aliento, which is another organization here in the Valley. And now currently I'm doing similar right now for ASU's American Dream Academy, and I have my section actually tonight that I'm doing at Central High School, where I'm doing it bilingual fashion, where I'm talking about, ironically tonight, is financial aid.
Oh, wow.
And so I'll be willing to share that little story again about my mom thinking FAFSA was a girlfriend. But so that parents will understand the process. And I think that's just it. It's educating the masses so that they know that it's achievable. You just have to have the resources and the support. And I think that's what instilled in me from that experience. And that's why I want to move forward and try my best to make sure others understand.
Do you feel that the FAFSA thing was the most difficult process or a step of that whole thing?
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
I shouldn't say that because I talk and teach about it, but yeah. You just got to prepare it. You got to have all your documents, make sure that you fill it out completely, and just take the time to make sure that you're entering everything that needs to be done, because trying to make a revision, ooh.
Yes, it's difficult.
Yeah, that can be a little painful.
I know I had some difficulties myself. And the same thing with my dad too, because I used my dad's tax information and
there you go.
thought I was doing some like scam stuff with it or something.
Exactly.
Because
I'm like,
it is your tax information.
right.
It's sensitive, and
right.
Parents can only think of the worst.
First thing my dad's like, "What the?" Like, oh my God, pa. So, but yeah, no, I can relate.
Last question, I guess, to close it off. What do you hope your legacy here at South Mountain will be?
Damn. Legacy. Wow, you're making me sound like I'm already going to croak, and then your legacy. No. Just that I cared. and that I gave heart, and that I'm here for students. Well, and for employees too, because that's my job here. But just to know that I care and I'm trying to just help things get better if I can. Yeah.
All the work that you did, was it passionate? Did the passion make it that much easier?
Yes. If you don't have passion, it's not going to happen. And I think, like I said earlier, I think because my parents instilled it into me, but because I'm an overachiever, which I admit, I've always had a passion for education. I worked a few years back part-time for an outside group, and it wasn't education. And I felt so lost. I felt so out of it. And I did it just because I just wanted a little cash on the side. I'm like, hey, you know, because I was trying to plan a trip. Got the cash and left, but the corporate world just wasn't me. I felt something missing. I felt empty. And even though I may not be in the classroom 24/7 because I'm a staff member here, when I am in a classroom, I feel generated. I feel alive. I feel this passion and energy that I want to share, that, you know what, we're all here to learn. I learned from you, you learned from me. It's good. It's a team thing. We evolved and move on. But I think that's the drive and the passion in anything you do. If you have that, the world's yours. So, yeah.
I want to add something, another question. Where do you feel like South Mountain, where we're at now, what do you think in another 10, 20 years, what do you think South Mountain will be as far as education, new technology? I don't know. What do you think?
I see the vision of us moving more into workforce development opportunities and programs, especially with a lot of our partners and community companies around here in the Valley and businesses and stuff. I really see us being a hub where we can provide some of those specialized programs. I also see in us trying to reach out more into the community, have more connectedness with us. Like we had, I'll be honest, back in the day. We were pretty active back in the day when I first got here, like in the 80s and 90s. And I'll be honest, I don't see it to that same extent, but we were smaller then. But I think we're getting there, honestly. Student-wise, I would love to see us double enrollment if we could. That would be great. And I think just having more opportunities for our students, whether it be scholarships, internships, yeah. So.
Anything else, gentlemen?
I think we're finished.
Sure, thank God.
Good job.
All right.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Before
All right.
you guys leave, though, I want to get a photo.